Welcome once again. This is the Close the Deal show with Terrence McCray, your host. It is so good to hear and see you all in San Francisco and throughout the Bay. Today, we have another exciting topic to talk about. I'm talking about public announcement. This is my sixth one. So let me give you all new and to the regular viewers an idea what public announcement is. Public announcement is about mainly issues that's going on in San Francisco, either that I come in contact with or that I hear from residents in San Francisco. So, one of the things that I brought up on a public announcement was the issue with public restrooms in San Francisco because there's a big issue with homeless defecating and urinating. These are topics that I've brought up, as well as why are motors so angry in San Francisco. So if you look through my YouTube channel and you see a title called Public Announcement, these issues are matters that if you're a part of an organization, whether it's nonprofit, and you have a solution for a particular issue, then reach out to me so we could bring you on the show so you can educate the public on how to better understand the way we can all approach a certain situation, whether it may be how to perceive a customer's value or whether it may be the topic that I'm going to talk about today. Because today I was at the DMV and a resident in the Hayden Ashburn area who works at the DMV brought to my attention something that I overlooked but have noticed it quite well throughout the entire city. But it just so happened to disturb this gentleman. And that topic is something about why do taxpayers in San Francisco support drug use? Meaning, they got a big problem with needles. And I'm quite aware there's multiple needle exchange programs. So if there's a nonprofit organization that works with the needle exchange program, please reach out to me on the Close the Deal show and go to www.theclosethedealshow.com because this particular topic was very disturbing to me when I was at the DMV and the individual that works at the DMV, he wants to be identified as anonymous, brought to my attention and showed me on a consistent day-to-day basis needles are being found in the parking lot and outside the DMV area. So, this is something that not only needs to be addressed because this is not only in the DMV area. We know it's in San Francisco, but it's in multiple areas throughout the city. And now that London Breed has won, congratulations. We need to bring this issue up because we need both sides, not just citizens, but we need the actual needle exchange programs, which the real reason that they have these programs is to reduce transmission diseases. Okay? We talking about AIDS and hepatitis. And we all know that it is very, very easy for someone without realizing or knowing it that they're in the area where there are a lot of people who are using drugs. They may bump something and a needle might be sitting on the wall or it may fall down from somewhere, whatever the case may be. And if it's contracted with either one of those viruses, then there's a likelihood that they can contract this and possibly lose their life or be sick for the rest of their life. And no one shouldn't have to go through this type of experience. So reach out to me, any needle exchange programs here in San Francisco. So we would like to bring you on the show because you have multiple residents that really don't see there's a use as to why taxpayers have to contribute in paying their dues with this program through tax dollars. But everybody has a different opinion. The good that you're doing is making a difference. And if you can explain to them by educating them on how to address this issue, then surely we need to move forward in a positive way and continue to support these type of programs. That's just one particular issue. However, there's another particular issue that touched home with me that I want to bring not only to the public, but mainly to the labor force. If you are working multiple jobs and you hey, I understand what it means to work. And directly to a lot of the men that just been released in the reentry programs out here in society. The one thing that I want to address in regards to the workforce is, every time you see a sign with companies that say, we're hiring, we're hiring, we're hiring, that's something that it took me a while to understand that a lot of times you don't want to work for a company that is constantly saying by advertising wherever they at, they're hiring, they're hiring. And once you get on that job, you realize that this wasn't the right choice you made. And I learned from working from a few companies, I don't want to mention their names solely because of the fact I don't want to get sued. So I say this to say that a lot of times these companies that are constantly hiring have poor leadership. So if there's a company that educates not just corporate companies, but if there's a company that teaches management, surely I can definitely find you some customers. But I also would like for you to come on in the show and educate the public, especially gentlemen and women who are in the labor force, on how to work for a company, regardless of how strenuous the work may be, but how to work for the right type of leader, the right type of management, someone that's going to reassure you, you know, what you're worth, what your value is. And the reason why I say that, I understand why a lot of companies like Google, Box.org, Facebook, you know, I can go on LinkedIn, SY Partners, WeWorks, Oracle, so many great companies in San Francisco. There's a list of them. Ex Google have loyal employees. I live over there in the Haight Ashburn area, and I see charter buses coming to the residential area to pick up their employees, and faithfully. And I see employees not so much disgruntled, not like the kind we see on TV that want to shoot up the place. But I'm talking about, I see employees enthusiastic, with high morale, looking forward to not just going to work, but looking forward to being productive. But a lot of companies that say we hiring, you don't see that often, where an individual is happy and excited to go to work. And you notice it, why? Because look at our traffic in San Francisco. Look how it has a high intense rate where everybody feel I got to be ahead of you. And you really ain't going nowhere. Okay, but from one destination to another one, because you know exactly what you want. So that's the same type of attitude before you make a decision. And if you're in the class of the labor force, be clear about when the representative, whether it's the general manager or the operational manager or the supervisor, be clear about what he or she is telling you that this company is offering. And make sure that when you sign that employment agreement, that you adhere to that, but hold them accountable. Because I have recently worked for some companies and I was very disappointed they didn't have an employee agreement. I was very disappointed that they couldn't reassure me what they told me when they pitched to me. So one of the things that I learned from that was that sometimes things won't go your way. You could do better research, but most importantly, right? You can also understand that when you want to work for somebody, you want to work for somebody by giving your all, giving you more than 100%. You want to give 110% extra. So I need for you all to be clear about, before you sign that signature and saying that you're going to be a loyal and adequate employee who's always on time with the right attitude, be sure that you know your employee is providing you the same feedback. Okay? That's another issue that I wanted to bring up that I've noticed a lot with a lot of labor force workers. Okay? There's another particular issue that's not so much of a problem type of issue. Okay, it's more or less of a support type issue. If you understand how our criminal justice system is, then you know it's not the best. And you know we have the highest rate of incarceration anywhere in the world. But there's an organization called Restore Justice. They're having an event where they want as much support as they can receive. And this event is taking place July 11, 2018 at 600 California Street on the 11th floor in the evening between 4 to 8. So please, if you want to make a difference in understanding how you can with the law in our state, they're going to be addressing issues dealing with the SB 1437 bill. We're talking about fair sentencing for everyone. It doesn't matter what race you are, but if you commit a crime, you should get the same equal fair sentence just as the next person who's receiving it. So address that matter by making yourself appear in support, okay? Because you can make a difference. I know you are ready to make a difference when Trump is, this is my prediction, when he's reelected. You might not like what I'm saying, but hey, it's a strong possibility Trump will be reelected. If you didn't like what I just said, that's why you need to go to these type of events and speak up and show your support. Another thing I wanted to bring to your attention is always support Treasure Island. Every month at the end of the month on the last weekend, Saturday and Sunday, there is multiple entrepreneurs, multiple vendors out there selling some of the nicest and beautiful products that you could ever imagine. So if you're new to the city and you just tuned in to the Close the Deal show, we like to not only educate the Bay Area on new business strategies, but we like to inform the public places and things that you can go and enjoy and do and have a good time, because this is a beautiful city. But most importantly, right, we like the fact that you're here and that you can enjoy yourself while you're here. So at the end of the month, of every month, go to Treasure Island and enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Sip on a little wine, listen to some good jazz or some nice music, walk and see the nice, beautiful ocean, see the nice scenery, take you a few pictures, but most importantly, mingle. Meet some wonderful people in San Francisco. But last but not least, I'm going to attend this. This is called the Merrill Real Estate Investing. It's going to be at the Holiday Inn and Suites in Oakland Airport. Okay, so if you have the opportunity, go online, register, and attend this event, because you might be sitting home with some money or just recently came into some, and you might not know how to invest in something. Go find out about this, because this event is going to start at 12 o'clock, so you want to be there 30 minutes early to enter. But go ahead and register at Van Merle Real Estate Investing. It's an event class for people that want to invest as well as learn. So, this is a public announcement, mainly for you all to become educated on. Take heed, but most importantly, remember, be safe in San Francisco. If you're just visiting, enjoy yourself, but most importantly, don't leave nothing in your car. This is another public announcement from the Close the Deal show. Have a great weekend and be safe. Take care.